Hey YouTube, Daryl here, aka Soul Source, and got another base review video for you. Today it's going to be Town Hall 7s through Town Hall 8s. Originally it was 7 bases that I was going to be quickly reviewing, and ended up being 8. We had a new member in that wanted a base review as well. So Solom Caleb, you are the last base review of this video, so stay tuned. But first, last night, or a couple nights ago, I think it was Friday night, it's Sunday now, I found that. Was able to 3-star him. He was Town Hall 9, inactive. Obviously, half of that was just from the collectors and mines. So I was pretty excited. That is actually over 400,000 of each resource successfully taken. That's my record. So I've never actually been able to raid more than that. First base we're going to go to, if you've seen the last base review video, Marteen. Marteen, beautiful base, my friend. Town Hall 7. I love how you have your 3 mortars down the middle. Then, left and right outside of that, you have your elixir and gold storages, protected by your wizard towers, and your air defenses kind of catty corner, top and bottom of your base. Clan castle inside. Very nice setup. The way you have your mines and collectors alternated around your base instead of all gold on one side or all elixir on the other side. That just helps. It doesn't prevent, but it helps keep people from just raiding you with goblins just for your gold or just your elixir. They have to commit just a little bit heavier. And then you have your archer towers evenly spaced, centralized, and your cannons as well, with your Teslas in there. So just really great job. All your buildings are brought in real close to your base. The only suggestion I would have, you see that circle there on the Barbarian King. Your town hall is outside, which typically is a farming base. With all the spring traps and bombs and the Barb King, you're not really giving your town hall away. The whole point of having your town hall outside of your base is to get a free shield. And what I've found is if you put traps and defenses around your town hall, sometimes it'll just aggravate people and they'll attack you full on and steal a bunch of your resources versus just giving you a free shield. So other than that one suggestion, I think it looks really, really good. And truthfully, I wouldn't change a thing. Keep me posted on how that base holds up. It looks really solid. Let's see, who do we have next? Little Lukey from England. All right. Um, yeah, very nice as well. One thing I will say, and I look at EFS as kind of my extended family. I have 3 family members that actually I live with in the clan, with us. But not just because you guys are family, man, but some really solid bases. I love the way you have your spring traps set in there, in between your funneling walls, in between defenses. You have your mortars evenly spread in the center of your base, clan castles dead center in your base, with wizard towers protecting not only your resources but your mortars as well, your defenses. So cannons are well spread throughout the base. The only thing I may do, on the bottom where your hidden Teslas are, trade place with those bottom, the cannon next to the air defense. Bring the air defense in between the cannon and the what am I trying to say? The archer in the middle, the cannon down by the hidden Teslas. Um, your air defenses are a little bit easy to pick off. Like if, let's say I attacked you with my composition being, 18 giants currently and a healer. I run 18 giants so that when your spring traps hit them, they can only take out, I think it's 15 housing space. So that right there, that wall I'm clicking on, that is a weakness. You have that trench there, which probably prevents archers from being able to shoot over it, while you're able to pick them off. But if they deploy a wall breaker, the wall breaker is going to go right around that trench because there's no buildings directly behind those walls. And they're going to go right for those corners, because that's the quickest way into your base. So again, mines collectors all spread out evenly and alternated. I like that. Buildings in close so you can protect them, and you're a true farming base. You're not protecting your town hall at all. Hoping that, especially with the new, the league system, I don't know if it's new anymore, but people want trophies. So I'm finding I get a lot more free shields than I used to, and that's a very, very good thing for protecting your resources. All right, so Bhima Doona, trophy base, hybrid base really because you're protecting your storages as well. Great setup. Obviously with the hybrid base, you want to have your town hall centered, then your resources with key defenses such as mortars and wizard towers surrounding there. So you've done a great job at that. Your air defenses, your three mortars, and your two wizard towers, all kind of encircling there in those four separate compartments, encircling your town hall with archer towers and cannons spread kind of evenly. Biggest thing for you, work on getting all your walls to the pink gem walls, the level 6 walls, and work on just upgrading your defenses evenly. So, get all the archer towers to the same level, all your cannons to the same level. That little group of buildings down there, you could bring them up against these walls, these lead colored walls, just so you're not giving away easy buildings to pick off. You're obviously going for trophies. Um, you're going to help, keep your trophies more if you use your buildings in around your base where they can be protected, rather than easily picked off with just a couple archers. Aside from that, I mean, you have good use of traps. Where you've placed spring traps. Biggest thing with where you have the traps and the spring traps, the bombs, the air bombs. Watch your replays. Make sure they're going off. If you're consistently getting attacked, say from the right side of your base, there's a reason. Um, try to identify that reason and protect against it. So yeah, I think another good base design, just focus on your upgrades and maybe bringing some of those buildings in closer to your walls. It's a little bit late on Sunday night, but I did have a cup of coffee so I wouldn't sound like I was falling asleep while I was recording this. Hopefully it's not boring. I don't like to watch boring videos, and I know nobody else probably does either. Bhima Doona is Bhima Doona's brother. Uh, if I'm wrong on that, guys, leave a comment, but I think that's what you told me. Very similar setup. You can tell you guys live together. Uh, Pretty much the same thing goes for your base. The way you have it set up, you're protecting your town hall. You have your resource storages outside of your town hall, then your mortars and your wizard towers kind of all protecting that key area, that central area, and then your outer ring where you have all of your cannons, your archers. It's a good setup. They're alternated. One thing I think is weak generally is if people put all their archer towers on one side and all their cannons on another side. I just think it's better to alternate them. All your buildings are in close to where they can be protected, with the exception of maybe that one army camp up on the top. Up in the top, there's one on the right, one on the left of that top cannon. The one on the left you could bring down where that archer tower that I just clicked, down on the bottom right by that spring trap, to where your archer tower could protect it. But other than that, I mean, it's solid base for a hybrid base. You're definitely going for protecting both, and it's obvious. So good job on your base there. I think this will be the last base review video I do for a while because I feel like it's a little bit repetitive. I've gone over a lot of different kind of strategies and tactics, and there's other guys that have YouTube channels that go over base building as well. It's a pretty, I don't want to say it's a linear game because it's very dynamic with all the different options you have, but I think whether you're doing a hybrid base or, let's see, we're going to visit, where are we visiting? Caesar 5. So Caesar, you have a very similar base to Jun Liang's base, also a base that I ran kind of a similar, that cross section with the mortars, air defense, using your elixir storages to kind of just get troops to kind of huddle up there and then be able to take them out in big groups with your mortars. Um, I think you might have better luck with your elixir storage guarding a mortar. Just my opinion. The wizard tower cannot protect it against archers, but it can protect it against goblins and barbs. So it may not be the worst thing in the world. Being it, I think you're at Town Hall 8. I can't really see your Town Hall off to the right, but yeah, Town Hall 8. Focus on upgrading. You got a long time till you go to Town Hall 9. Focus on getting your walls up, your defenses up, your pink gem walls. 2 wall breakers, level 5 to get through those. You only need one to get through the gold level 5 ones. So, yeah, just focus on upgrading your cannons. You have 2 gold cannons, and then you have a bunch of lower level cannons. So just enjoy Town Hall 8. Once you get to 9, definitely a lot less bases. You can no longer pick on Town Hall 7s. So that eliminates a lot of your raid potential while you're out and about. But this base design I really like. You might be able to bring in some buildings closer to your walls to protect. Make sure you're alternating cannons and archers really well so that they're balanced. So you have, spot where you have a couple cannons, couple archers kind of grouped up together. All in all, I think really good base design. Town Hall's fully exposed for the free shields, and yeah, not much else to say about that. I think it's solid. I think it may be time to donate some troops. Whenever you see 14 messages, you got to stop what you're doing and send troops out. So cool. Put those back in, and we have a couple more base reviews that we'll be doing. Be back in 1 second with audio once we get to the next base. Alright, next base is, see, it's a Town Hall 8 as well. I like this base setup. I like how you have your mortars and wizard towers triangulated in the middle. Um, I think, if I was going to attack your base, I'd probably attack from the bottom, which is kind of deceiving because in first glance, it's like, okay, I'll attack the bottom. I can get to the resources really easy that way. However, those level 11 storages, they really take a lot of hits to destroy, and you have really good coverage from your mortars, particularly on them. Um, you have your Teslas that'll pop up. Teslas are a funny thing because you can almost always tell where they're going to be because it just makes sense to put them behind walls. Mine are behind kind of funneling walls, um, but you don't know what level they are. So I think having them high level is helpful. Same thing on your resources. I just like to mix them up. So if they're not going to be behind walls, put gold elixir, gold elixir, gold elixir. Just alternate them on the outside of your base rather than grouping them all up together. Um, yeah, I mean, it's a solid base. It's compartmentalized. Your defenses are well spread out. Your resource storages are protected well in the middle. Um, you have your air defense is sunken into the base pretty good, so it's not easy to pick off. So a composition like mine would be hard to attack with. Heavy infantry army would be hard to attack with because of the way you have your splash defense set up. Most people are probably going to attack on the top just because of your collectors there, and the Barb King if they're smart to lure him away from the base and take him out. Same thing with the clan castle. Be able to drop a troop, down on the bottom to fish for clan castle reinforcements. So solid base. I really like it. Again, a lot of good bases. Anybody that's not in EFS, not in our clan, take a look at some of these designs. They've been holding up really well. So we have the one last base review that we'll be doing here. You can see I haven't changed my base at all. It's been working really good. I think the only thing I did change is I had 3 archer towers on the top and the bottom, kind of all grouped up, and I switched them around just because when I was working on the Clash of Clans Builder.com, it didn't really occur to me that I was grouping them all up. And so in taking a closer look, I figured, better follow my own advice, alternate those point defenses. So yeah, it's been holding up really well. I did do one attack, what do you call it? Defense replay, attack defense replay, with a bunch of different attacks on my base, and just to kind of show how it's been holding up. And I'm going to be having a couple more come up here in the next few days. So stay tuned for that. For now, Sorum Caleb. Here we are at Town Hall 8, level 67. Pretty well upgraded for Town Hall 8. You have again that kind of cross section in the middle with the clan castle, a design I really like for Town Hall 8. It worked very well for me. I like how you're using your elixir storages. Elixir always seems so easy to come by. I really like how you're using your elixir storages to have infantry group up, be able to take them out with your defenses. That's, I think, very smart. You could bring in some of your outside buildings in a little bit closer so they're not so easy to pick off, and then play with your placement on archer towers and cannons, and just, if you're not getting the range out of a cannon, switch over to an archer tower so you can get that extra range. Um, I see you're not really wanting to totally give up your town hall. It is protected pretty well. The archer tower, debatable. Cannon, debatable. But the mortar is certainly protecting it, and the barbarian king could be protecting it as well as he walks around in his little circle. So I think just depending on whether you're wanting to, like my base, I'm not just giving my town hall away. If people want the trophies, as a lot of people do, you got to work a little bit for it. It's not as hard as most people's bases. I'm a very easy 1 star. Caleb, you're a very easy 1 star as well, which, if you're anything like me, is exactly what we want. So, good base design. Keep me posted on how it's holding up. And oh yeah, I do play Heyday as well. Not very often, but my wool was ready to be collected, so gonna have to go do that. Anywho, that's all I have for you today. Hope the base reviews were helpful and that you enjoyed watching. Um, thanks again. Just comment, like, subscribe if you enjoyed the video. I try to put out interesting videos as often as I can. Have a good day. Thanks again. Bye.